All right, Northwoods Cardboard Gang, today we are going to be talking about one of the most important factors when it comes down to Pokemon investment, right after this. Alright guys, I'm Andy with Northwoods TCG, and today we're going to be talking about one of the most important factors when it comes down to Pokemon investment, Pokemon collecting, Pokemon whatever business, whatever you want to call it. The one major factor that people forget about, and we don't talk about it enough in the Pokemon hobby in general, when it comes down to building value. A lot of times we like to say that we're investing, we're doing whatever, we're hoping that these prices go up. And the thing is that we don't really talk about the importance of this one particular thing. And today we're going to be taking a little bit of a deep dive into it, down the rabbit hole of this situation. And I'm going to give an example of where, even I've messed up on these particular items because, hey, it happens to the best of us, regardless of how good you are in investing and regardless of how good you are at timing things or understanding markets. There's still some traps and some pitfalls that you can run into. It's just natural, right? And how you can understand that and prevent it from happening again sometimes is a better learning experience than actually making everything right all the time, because then you will run into it eventually and then you'll get stuck. So today we're going to be talking about the number one most important thing that I think is really underrated when it comes down to the discussions that we have in Pokemon value and investing and what you're doing, and that's time. The one thing that I hear a lot of people talk about, even in comments, and when they say that investing's dead and modern Pokemon isn't worth investing and all that thing, they all seem to have a very common factor where they purchased product at the wrong time. Now that's an important thing that you need to start understanding as you continue down the rabbit hole of Pokemon investing or collecting, because even if you're collecting, overall the ultimate goal of collecting is to try and get things at a good value where you can build value in your collection. Because hey, granted, you like the stuff, and yeah, I may always hold these Flareon cards personally myself, but overall my goal would be eventually to have my kids have some value in these particular items, maybe 10, 15, 60 years down the road, if it comes down to it. But overall, even if I want to be able to sell or change my collection or go a different direction, I want to have some value in it where I'm just not negative right across the board. That would just suck as a collection to say, yeah, I bought this at 100, but now it's only worth 50. And yeah, I bought this at 500, but now it's only worth 200. I mean, that would just be a really sucky situation at the end of the day. So today I want to really amplify and really focus on the time factor of understanding how that time is important when it comes down to purchasing things. And I'm going to go right down to the beginning from like a set release. So if we look at a set release, even Pokemon 151 to me is probably going to be a perfect example of this situation. Right now, there's a lot of hype and FOMO out there with 151. We've seen Pokemon 151 in Japan do extremely well. We're seeing a lot of people wanting that set, and we're seeing prices skyrocket, even on the booster boxes on these particular sets. We're starting to see some cooling, which we knew was probably going to happen at some point in time, and that cooling is occurring, but there's also that printed demand, and I think a lot of people understand that there's a lot of product potentially coming in the near future. Now, there's been some English or some YouTube personalities are talking about the Scarlet and Violet, the English version of Pokemon 151. So Scarlet and Violet 151 is coming out here soon. And now we're seeing content creators talking about short print. And short print is a perfect example when you hear that term. It's a great term to get people to want to buy, right? You want to go out and buy that. Because you hear the word short print, you automatically think that there is a chance that you're going to not get the opportunity to purchase this. You're going to lose the investability aspect of this, and you're going to be behind the 8 ball because, hey, we're not going to be able to make this work in the amount of time that we have, and we're not going to be able to get this at a reasonable price to have value right off the bat when it comes down to your Pokemon sealed investment, Pokemon singles investment, and even your Pokemon graded investment as we get a little further down the road on that particular set. So today I want to sit here and just look at that. Now, yes, I do think that these creators are probably not far off that potentially Scarlet and Violet 151 could be slightly short printed. Now, do I think that that's going to be a continuing issue with 151? No, I don't think so. I think what we're running into is a situation where Pokemon Center Japan has created a huge order for the printing companies to create Pokemon 151 for them. And they also have Obsidian Flame coming right before that, and also Scarlet and Violet 151 shortly after that. So in my opinion, Even though they should be printing Scarlet and Violet 151 right now, I think that they've taken on a bit more than they can chew. And it was interesting that right after they closed the application for that unlimited amount of Pokemon 151 in Japan, we got information that we were going to get short printed on Scarlet and Violet 151. I don't think that Pokemon's going to release that set. And as time moves on, and this is where the important factor of time comes in this particular example, I believe we will see more of that product show up. Whether it's more ETBs, I don't think it's going to be short printed for very long. I think we'll see other waves where we'll be able to catch up on the demand for that particular product. So once again, as an investment side, some people may have the urge and really want to jump in on that really early and spend a high dollar amount. So instead of buying an ETB at around 160 or about around 65, not 165, buy them at about $65 like you would at the store, they're going to be more tempted to buy it around 80, 90, or $100 because they think that this is going to be short printed, because you're hearing that from other content creators in the hobby, that there's this opportunity or there will be short print on Pokemon 151. So once again, it's that wanting to buy into that particular product. Now, do I think 151 is going to be a fantastic set? Absolutely. Am I going to be willing for myself to go and jump in on ETBs at $80, $100, $120 right off the bat for that particular product? No. I would honestly sit here and look at the timing of this particular item, and I would put my bets on time causing the set to come down in price. And hey, and this is the one thing that's very important, you're not going to hit every opportunity in investing. And if you're looking at this for your investment or your business and you're looking for that opportunity, paying way too much money for a set sometimes has no value to you. And I'm going to say that again, has no value to you than if you waited out and missed the opportunity on a particular set. And let's just say you would have been able to buy it at 120, it went to 130, 135 and stopped. You would say, yeah, I lost $15 of value in that particular ETB. And you'd be correct. But after sales fees and everything else like that, it's typically a wash. So you have to see substantial gain past the point of where you purchase it. So yes, if you were to buy it at $65 a ETB, you definitely have the opportunity to see some really good potential. But if you buy it at 120, that potential becomes a lot smaller. And time could actually expand that again, because as people lose hype and FOMO, as the set gets a little bit older, as more product continues to show up, as MJ Holding, distributors, LGS, and Pokemon International continues to release more of these products out of their warehouses, you'll see the price start to fall. And then the people that were purchasing this because they got excited and got early in the time frame are now behind because it continued to fall down. Maybe it goes back to $80, you know, maybe it goes back down to $75 over time, and then you can pick it up at that point. And that's where I'm talking about waiting these things out and being patient. Patience a lot of times in the investment realm is a lot more important than having a large amount of money or having a huge position in a particular set. Sometimes just being smart, waiting, and timing things for your Pokemon sealed investments is definitely a better opportunity when it comes down to these particular items. Now, I did say at the beginning that I was going to give you one example where even I fell into an oops and not thinking about it, and I shot too early, and I could have waited and definitely not been sitting on this. I'm going to hold it up right here. Yeah, the Dragonite V-Star box. This is my folly, and I'm not immune to making mistakes when it comes down to time frame. Pokemon 151 or Pokemon Go came out, and I thought the Dragonite box was a really cool item. Let's be honest, I do still think it's a really cool item. Overall, I think that futuristically, this Dragonite box could do well, but I think that I screwed up, and my biggest mistake is that I did only buy this. I got them for buy two, get one free at GameStop, so realistically, I still bought it at market value, what it is currently, but now I'm probably going to be sitting on that particular box for years with no value in it. And once again, that's one of those items I'm talking about. I bought too early. I got excited because there was, number one, a sale of it at GameStop, jumped on the sale. Number two, I think Dragonite is a very good Pokemon character overall. So I did think that there was some good opportunity in that particular, at the promo card inside of there. And number three, it's just too early. I jumped the gun. I got on it right when it was released, not on it realizing all the potentials inside of it. And like I said, I'm not immune to jumping the gun and getting ahead of something and screwing up the timing even myself. And that's why I want to bring that up. I'm not immune. It happens to all of us, no matter how many years you do this, no matter how you look at the markets. Sometimes your brain just screws up, and once again, it's a learning experience for me. It's a reminder. I keep it right here on the shelf. I keep them all right there, the 6 of them that I have, to remind me not to do that again, because once again, it's more sometimes a learning experience. I learned that I made a mistake. I learned that I need to take my time again. And I remember that, hey, it's not necessarily the best opportunity to jump on these things. And another example that I was actually talking in the last video in the comments when it comes down to timing, and this is going to be a missed opportunity, is Evolving Skies. Evolving Skies I was timing it. We were in the limbo of where we didn't know if there was going to be a reprint or not. And even on a video at that point in time, I put on there that, hey, you know, it's $185 to $190 right now. Would it be a worse opportunity to take a shot and purchase a case of this particular product at that price? Or, you know, just see where it goes. If a reprint happens, do I think it's going to come back to $190? Yes, I don't think it's too big of a risk. But overall, it's a lot of money stuck into it, where we could have gotten a decent reprint. It could have knocked it down to $130, $120 a box. And then I would have had a worse opportunity of not being able to collect it at that price. So I didn't buy it at $190. And as we said, I even kind of laughed with Dan at Catch 'em All Collectibles that, you know, 4 months later, I said, man, I should have bought it at $190, because he in the comments on that one said, yeah, you know, this is the opportunity cost just isn't there. The opportunity is too expensive. And it's just interesting when it comes on to timing sometimes how you can see things. And that's where I'm talking about missed opportunities. Yeah, it was there. I could have done it. Timing wise, I was willing to wait it out, and it didn't work out. And I missed the opportunity. It went up to about now it's what, $385 a box. But once again, I'm not going to catch every opportunity. Timing things and doing it correctly doesn't necessarily mean that you hit every opportunity that comes along to you. Number one, it's too costly to try and do that. And number two, a lot of times just because you miss one opportunity here doesn't mean another one won't present itself a little bit further down the road. So once again, it's a good opportunity to learn and see where your mistake was. Maybe understand that you should have maybe jumped on some of these particular items. But overall, use it as a learning and data points rather than seeing it as a failure because you did these things. Overall, just taking your time, watching the clock tick a little bit, being patient, and understanding market fluctuations to when you should time and buy things is a lot more important than hitting every opportunity that's out there. You're never going to do it. You're never going to have enough expenditure to do it. And you could always make the decision, do I want to really get position in something? Or do I want to spend a little bit and have a lot of different positions out there with different opportunities for growth? And that's the bigger opportunities too that you need to be looking at when it comes to timing things. And once again, that's what this whole video is about. Talking about timing, talking about understanding timing. And I think that it's one of the least talked about items when it comes down to it. A lot of us talk about the cost of things and the potential of these items, which items you should buy, but a lot of us don't actually talk about the actual potential of time waiting these things out and how to correctly assess those things. So let me know in the comments below. Is this something I should continue down and maybe work with you guys on how to time the markets better and how to understand that timing a little bit smoother? Or is this just something you guys just need to hear a little bit and then now we move on to the next subject? Let me know in the comments below what you guys think. And are these videos something you like a little bit more? These little rant videos where I talk about different opportunities and areas of the hobby and where I believe things should go, and a little bit more of my opinion on what's being missed and what we should be doing more of. So once again, guys, let me know in the comments below. And if you did make it this far into the video, of course, guys, hit that subscribe, hit that notify, and last but not least, smash that like button, help out the channel, and definitely keep this channel moving along. We've been doing really great, guys. Last but not least, we are going to be doing that Unified Minds box break. I will be putting that up in the description below, so you'll be able to jump in on that if you're interested. We got one booster box for sure. I already got it in hand. If I need to get another one, I do have an opportunity to be able to pick up another one. So if we hit 36 really quickly, I can always get another booster box so we can do a double down on the Unified Minds and have some fun here on the channel with another box break. And I did get a new camera, so check out the shorts that I've been doing. You'll be able to see the new camera setup that we've got going, so a lot more clearer. So definitely excited about that also. So once again, guys, thank you for watching. If you do like this kind of content, as always, I'll be putting 2 videos at the end of this, and we will see you next time here on Northwoods TCG.